Do you live in the States and you are sick and tired of the high prices you have with the inflation? Stay with me until the end of this video that I will show you 10 things here in Brazil that are way more cheap than United States. Okay, I'm a Brazilian native here, lived over the last 36 years, and I can pretty talk about these kinds of things here and show you a better way of living. Okay, so stay with me until the end. I'm sure the content here is very important. Okay, first thing here that is way more cheap than in US is the health system. Okay, I know that people in US complain about the health system, that's very expensive. There is a kind of mafia there of the health business, whatever. Here is very cheap, okay? For us Brazilians that make money in reais is not expensive. Imagine for you that make in dollars, that make money in dollars, that your dollar values like 5-6 times our currency here. And why this happened? Because the jobs here that needs like diploma are very undervalued here, okay? Because we have a lot of universities. So this makes that the price for like high degree jobs, all kinds of them, make very cheap, okay? It's not so cheap for us, not so expensive for us too, but for foreigners it's absolutely insanely cheap. And you have here the SUS, the free health system for everybody. As long as I know, even for the tourists, it's free, okay? It's not the best system in the world, but it works, okay? If you go to the countryside, it's even better, this system, okay? But obviously, if you are in big metropolis, in big capitals, like São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, okay, it's a lot worse. But if you go to the countryside, it's a lot better, okay, and it's absolutely free. And the private health system here is cheap too, okay? For you to have a notion, for adults like 35 years old, you pay something like $100 per month for the private system. It includes everything you need, okay? If you need medicine, if you need to take some pills, something like this, you pay in the pharmacy, okay? But the exams, go to the doctor, everything is covered by this system here. It's the best system. You pay like $100 per month. This value is increasing every year, okay? If you are older, like 60 years old, obviously you pay a lot more, like $200, $300, okay? But if you are younger, you pay a lot less, like $50 a month or $100, okay? I'd like to remind this is the best system here. We have even cheaper ones here. Second thing is way cheaper here in Brazil, the rent. I know in the United States the rent is absolutely insanely expensive, okay? Here is a lot cheaper. How much cheaper? Like 3 or 5 times cheaper, okay? Something like this. We can say it's an average 3 times cheaper, okay? It's something like this, okay? For you to have a notion, let me say you wanna, here in my capital, Fortaleza, you wanna go live in the most expensive place in the whole city, in the whole capital, in front of the sea, the tourist zone, okay? In the beach, in the front of the sea, it's the most expensive place in the whole city. You pay $1,000 for a month, okay? $1,000 you can live in front of the beach. Obviously, you can find much cheaper place because I'm talking about the most expensive place in the whole capital, okay? You can find but let me remember you something very important. Here, we doesn't have furniture inside the place you're gonna rent. Is a slightly difference in relation to USA and Canada, because there you have all the furniture inside. Here you doesn't have many times. Yes, you have some place to rent, you have furniture inside, but it's not so common here. Okay, generally you see an empty space and you put furniture there. Okay, but furnitures there here usually are cheap. Okay, third place here are service. Okay, services in general here are much more cheap than United States. Okay, that's a fact, point blank period. All kinds of service you can imagine. Okay, eating out is number 4. Eating out is considered cheap here. Okay, you can go to nicer restaurants here paying like 3-4 times less, and the chips here are usually 10%, and you are not obligated to pay this kind of tip. I hear about that the chips in United States are high and are insanely high, and here is not like this, and you can just pay a lot less in a restaurant. Okay, a lot less. See my other videos that I eat in restaurants and luxury restaurants, and you can see by yourself how much cost. Okay, it's a lot cheaper. Number 5, farm products. Farm products here are a lot cheaper. What I mean by farm products, like a banana, like mango, like apples, like carrots, things that come from farming. Because here in Brazil, the agriculture here is the main sector here in Brazil. Okay, so we produce a lot of food. So food here, natural food, let me say like this, is a lot more cheap than in US. Okay, generally. We have all kinds of food here. We have organic food, we have not organic food, but in other way, things that are not from natural things, industrialized, manufactured, something like this, like international brands, are more expensive or the same price. Okay. Number 6, bricklayers, carpenters, foremen, architects, engineers. All these kinds of service here are a lot cheaper than US. That's why so many people from these sectors go to rich countries like Canada, USA, work there because pay more for them. Here, these kinds of service here usually are not cheap. Okay, I'm not saying that's cheap for us. For us it's not cheap, but for the foreign is very cheap. Which means that you can like build houses and do things like this much cheaper than in US. Okay, because everything around the construction is more cheap here. Okay. Number 7, dentists. Okay, this is something you have to consider. Okay, because dentists here are a lot cheaper than in US. For you to have a notion, let me give an example, like a dental implant. A dental implant in United States, as I have researched, is something like around $3,000 for one single teeth. Okay. Here in Brazil, the more expensive you can find is like $1,000, one single implant. It's an expensive one. Okay, you can find like even cheaper. What you can do is, if you need dental implants, a lot of dental implants, and let me say you need like 3-4 elements, instead of spending like 4 elements, $12,000, you can spend like just $3,000 and take this money and come here to Brazil and have trip here and enjoy Brazil We call this dental tourism. Okay, dental tourism is very popular. A lot of foreigners come here to Brazil to make up their teeth, spend much less. And the dentists here in Brazil are one of the best in the world, because here the competition is high. Okay, which means that dentists here earn not so much money, a few money, and have a high quality. When you have competition, is offer and demand. Okay, the wages go down and the quality go up, so it's perfect for you. Okay, the number 8, entertainment. Okay, tickets to cinema, theater, tourist attractions, everything like things like this are way cheaper here in Brazil. Cinema here is way cheaper. Okay, so all kinds of entertainment here are very cheap in comparison to US. Okay, so you can have fun here paying much less. Number 9, personal care. Okay, if you want a hairdress, manicure, pedicure, if you want like salon, okay, take care about hair, take care about skin care, everything. These kinds of services here are a lot cheaper than in US. For you to have a no-show, I pay like less than $10 to cut my hair. Okay, my hair is not so beautiful. Okay, but I think it's not so ugly too. But I pay less than $10. I pay something around $8 to cut my hair. Okay, that's like a detail, okay, but it's necessary. If you are a woman and you want to cut your hair and things like this in the salon, it's a lot more cheap. Number 10, this thing is very cheap here in Brazil. It's insanely cheap. That is clothes. Okay, clothes here are really cheap, but pay attention, the clothes made here. Okay, not the international brands like Lacoste, Tommy Hilfiger. Okay, obviously these international brands will be the same price or a little bit more expensive, but we have a lot of local centers that sell clothes here a lot cheaper. It's very cheap. Okay, let me mention here 2 places famous here in Brazil. The most famous is São Paulo. Okay, São Paulo is the main capital, and in São Paulo there is a avenue called 25 de Março. Okay, 25 de Março. Just look for this place, 25 de Março. It's like a big center with everything you can imagine, legal and illegal. Okay, very cheap. It's in the center of the city, something like this, and you have clothes very cheap there. You have electronics and everything you can imagine there. And here in my city, Fortaleza, in the northeast Brazil, you can find Centro Fashion that sell clothes very cheap. And we have in the middle of the night a secret market, clothes market here, that is kind half a price of Centro Fashion, that is already very cheap. Okay, so that's it. If you like this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe the channel, put in a comment if you agree or disagree, and what kinds of video you want to see in the next ones. Thank you. See you.